friends, it's Tiny Tirza. So I essentially let AI decide what makeup products is best for my skin type. So this can either be a fail or it might work. Let's see if it's wrong.
Hey guys, just a quick note before we jump into the video. I know AI is not a dermatologist, and I also know that it is not a cosmetologist. I know that AI is also super controversial and not a lot of people like it. I just want you guys to know that this video is just for pure fun and for experimental purposes to see how much AI knows about makeup products. This isn't something that I'm being paid for. I'm not sponsored in any way. I just wanted to do this just for funsies. Just purely for entertainment purposes only.
Anyways, AI decided to pick a lot of products for my skin type. It went from high-end products to drugstore, but I decided to go with drugstore brands instead because your girl can't afford high-end products. So anyways, for starters, it decided to pick the Maybelline Fit Me Matte Poreless Foundation. I got the shade 310. This one is called Sun Beige. Another thing that AI decided for me was the Maybelline New York Fit Me Loose Powder. This is in the shade 25 in medium. The next thing that I ended up getting was this e.l.f. Hydrating Camo Concealer. So with that being said, let's get started. I'm going to be using two different primers, by the way. So I'm going to be using the Hydro Frankie Rose Primer, and this is going to be applied along my jaw area. These are kind of the areas that tend to be more on the drier side. Now onto the e.l.f. Power Grip Primer. I have used this primer before, but I've never actually just focused on applying it onto the T-zone area. It's kind of like a little bit sticky. I don't know if you could see that, but I'm gonna go ahead and apply it onto my face. I'm just gonna like press it, not necessarily rub. I'm gonna also do the same for my nose because this is where it gets incredibly oily, especially along the sides. Another important area where I'm gonna be applying this primer is essentially on my forehead because this is the most area that gets so oily. Next, I'm going to go in with the e.l.f. Hydrating Camo Concealer, and this is in the shade Light Beige. I'm going to be applying this on the under eye area. Hopefully it will work well. I don't know exactly if this shade is going to fit me because it is so light, but I know that you're supposed to get like a shade lighter or 2 times lighter than your foundation. So I went in and got like a really light one. So hopefully this one is good, but we'll find out. Here we go. I'm going to be taking my regular brush that I always use for concealer and just tap. Alright, so this is how it looks like underneath my eyes already, and I could definitely see like a huge difference between like the regular camo concealer that I've been using and then the hydrating one. I feel like it's not as patchy. It's a little bit patchy, but not too much, but I also kind of wonder if it is due to the skincare that I'm wearing because I applied some like eye cream underneath my eye. So I'm wondering if that could be it. I don't know. Alright, so now we're going to go ahead and go in with the Maybelline New York Fit Me Foundation. Now let's go ahead and apply it onto my face. I really hope that this matches my skin. I don't know. I mean, I could see that it's already blending pretty well. I think it's looking okay for now. I don't know how I feel about using a beauty blender that's damp. It feels a little weird and a little uncomfortable for me, but let's just keep going. We're gonna test this out. I do feel like it makes your makeup a lot smoother, actually. So that's definitely a huge difference. And honestly, this liquid foundation does not feel heavy whatsoever. It's incredibly, really light. So I am liking that so far. I don't know if I need to go like a shade darker or if it needs to be a little bit more lighter. I don't know. Actually, I think I feel like maybe just one more shade darker and then it would be good. But so far, I think it's actually pretty decent. Okay, so far this is the way my face looks like with the entire liquid foundation on, and honestly, I really do love this foundation because it's so lightweight. Like, it doesn't even feel heavy, and I really do like the technique with damping the beauty blender and applying the liquid foundation. However, I'm still kind of uncomfortable about it. I'm so used to using my foundation brush. Like, it's so easy. I know there's like different ways to apply your makeup, but This one, I honestly can see a huge difference between the brush and the beauty blender. Anyway, so I'm going to go off and use the Maybelline Fit Me loose powder, and this is in the shade 25, like I said. The shade is a little bit darker. I hope it goes well. I'm going to use this little brush right here and then just take it. I also feel like it is time for me to wash my makeup brushes. Also, the loose powder that I've been using mostly is the Rare Beauty Optimus loose powder, and then I've been using the House Labs translucent powder, but apparently that's not really good for my skin type, so I'm going to go ahead and use this one instead, and hopefully it goes well.
Also, I'm not really good at explaining here, but AI basically told me to only apply loose powder on the parts that get oily.
Alright, so this is how it looks like. I'm just so impressed with these products. Like, I definitely see a huge game changer. We're also just gonna need to test, like, give it a wear test and see if my face gets oily throughout the day. But anyways, Gemini also suggested that I use a setting spray, and they suggested the Urban Decay All Nighter. Thankfully, I've had this one. I got it for free from influencer, thank gosh, because this product is so expensive. Like, I'm lucky to even have received it for free and not pay anything for it, but let's go ahead and apply it. Alright, so this is how the rest of my face looks like, and I actually really like this. I see a huge difference compared to the way I was doing my makeup previously, but this has been incredibly helpful. Anyways, I'm going to go ahead and finish off the rest of my makeup, and then I will come back, and then after that we're just going to wear test it. Actually, let's go ahead and start wear testing it now as I'm finishing up the rest of my makeup, because typically whenever I start my eyeshadow, my foundation tends to get really oily. So let's see if it gets oily while I'm working on my eyeshadow. But as of now, it is currently 3:13 p.m. Let's go ahead and finish up the rest of my makeup, and I'll come back to you guys and show you all if it's already getting oily. Alright, don't mind my Spider-Man outfit, but I'm kind of like filming another video. But anyways, this is how my skin looks so far as I like finished my makeup off, and then I also filmed some videos, and it is now 4:53. This is how my skin looks like. It's a little bit already oily. I don't know if you all could see that. I can see oiliness right here, and then oiliness right here where my nose is at, like on the sides. There's also a little bit of oiliness on my chin, but not too bad, so I'm really surprised. But it's still pretty oily. A little bit on my forehead. Let me go ahead and lift this up. But not too bad compared to like other makeup products that I've used, because other makeup products that I've used, they made it like extremely oily. So this is actually okay. It's not perfect, but it's there. But I'm going to go ahead and see you all in a little bit. I'm going to give it more time. I'm going to continue doing what I'm doing with the rest of my day. And then I will be back like towards the end of the day and let you guys know how the rest of it looks like. Anyways, until then, see you all in a bit. Alright, it is now 6:44 p.m. and it's already almost at the end of the day. So far, this is how my face looks up really closely. It is a little oily, as you can see. It's oily around here and here, and a little bit along my forehead, as you can see. So it still ended up getting pretty oily, but I mean, it's not bad.
Alright, so here is my final thoughts on AI, essentially on the choices when it came to my makeup products. So essentially the concealer, I think it did an amazing job with picking the hydrating concealer by e.l.f. because I noticed that it really did help underneath my eye area. It wasn't patchy or anything like that, because I've been using the e.l.f. Camo Concealer for the longest time, and that one has been making my under eye areas so patchy and really dry. As for the foundation, I can't really say if AI was correct on this because my face was oily, but I don't know if it could be due to another reason, and I explained why here.
I don't know if it's my skincare. I mean, I know skincare can play a role into that too. I feel like maybe I'm using a certain product that's making my skin oily, so then in turn that makes my makeup oily. I want to say it could be the creams that I'm using, because I think the other cream I'm using, it's the Purito Bamboo Cream, and it is a little bit, I want to say that it is kind of heavy for my skin type, I would say, so I believe that could be causing the oiliness. But other than that, I really do think that these products are pretty good. Let me know down in the comments your thoughts. Until then, guys, bye!